Ladies and gentlemen, today the abduction, forced conversion, and marriages of non Muslim girls have become one of the biggest human rights crises of the Pakistan. The government frequent denial of the reality of forced conversion and marriages have aggravated the situation to shocking standards. The practice of forced conversion and marriages have amplified steadily in recent years that hint at the disastrous handling of the government to reinforce much needed legislation to curb this inhuman crime. Similarly, the government has been unsuccessful to implement the Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929 and the Punjab Child Marriage Restraint Act 2014 and Sindh Child Marriage Restraint Act 2013, which raised the legal minimum age of marriage to 18 in Sindh and 16 in the Punjab province. Regrettably, these laws have not been implemented properly in Pakistan. On the other hand, the incident of hate preach and religious extremism remain an imminent threat for the minority communities, particularly girls from the Hindu and Christian faith. Pakistan has failed to ensure the security and respect of women belonging to religious minorities. The girls, as young as 13, are being kidnapped from their families, trafficked to locations far from their homes, made to marry men, sometimes twice their age, and forced to convert to Islam, all in violation of international human rights law and the heinous crime against our sisters and daughters. These acts are allegedly being committed under threat of violence to the girls and women or their families. We believe these so-called marriages and conversion take place with the involvement of Pakistani religious authorities and to complicity of security forces as well as the justice system. Minorities, especially from Sindh and Punjab, continue demanding from the authorities to adopt and enforce legislation prohibiting forced conversion and child marriages, kidnapping, and trafficking, and uphold the right of women and children. Unfortunately, there has been no immediate reaction from the Pakistani government. Perpetrators escape legal action by glorifying their act as a great service to their faith. These elderly abductors manage to get support from police as well as from court. Pakistani government since the past decade have failed to outlaw forced conversion and protect religious minorities against such practice, mainly due to pressure from Islamic groups. Being a representative and voice of religious minorities, my party, Minorities Alliance Pakistan, demands to put a ban on the abduction, child marriages, and forced conversion of minor girls. We ask help from the international community to support us for implementation of UDHR in all its letter and spirit, especially to protect the faith, liberty, lives, and childhood of the minor girls in Pakistan. The National Commission on Rights of Children and Women has failed to form any solid recommendation or draft for legislation to protect the lives, liberty, and faith of minor Christian and Hindu girls. We are also demanding that the Pakistani government and the concerned department adopt a policy and legislation to remove ambiguity in the implementation and interpretation of the Sharia and state law in the courts, because here in Pakistan every magistrate or judge is confused whether to adopt the Islamic interpretation or the state law to define puberty and the majority age of the girl. We also demand provincial authorities to appoint female counselors from minority communities in protection center for girls, that is called Darul Aman, to deal with minor girls, to get them out of the threats and trauma and to encourage them to stand for justice. Families and lawyers may also be given free access to the victim girls. It is about upholding the values and define us as a nation and more importantly as a human being. Thank you so much.